What's the deal, my people? You know it is a Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you with another one. And this one is Dexter Resurrection, Season 1, Episode 1. And I say Season 1 because this is not supposed to be a situation where there is only one season. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be a series. And if everything goes right, then we should be all good. And we should get a lot of different types of seasons going on here. In fact, a lot of these people in this show are not supposed to pass away because these people are supposed to make it to Season 2 on this situation. So I got big plans tonight. There's big fights going on, you know what I mean? And everyone knows that Don's a big boxing fan. And I have to watch some fights, but I wanted to come on here. I'll miss a few fights just to touch base with you, talk a little bit about episode 1 and 2. This so that we can get in the flow, so y'all can know that this is the time we're going to do it every week, and we're going to keep it popping and everything else like that. Again, Dexter is near and dear to my heart, and I love the show, and I'm glad that it's back. I mean, listen, were we disappointed with the ending of the last one? Of course you were, but they fixed it. And I think that this season does feel a lot like the new season, like the old Dexter, I should say. It's got that feeling. It's got that wit. It's got that banter. So, you know, I'm feeling it and everything else, and I'm hoping that everything else, it goes the way it keeps going, and it keeps building and stuff like that. So hit that thumbs up for your boy. Phil will be joining me next week. I do believe it's when he'll be out here next week, and he'll be on here every week after that. Just to talk Dexter with us and everything else. And the phone line is open. Again, 518-290-0848. So you can call up, talk about Dexter and everything else, and all that good stuff and everything. And what did you like about it again? You know what I mean? So let me just say real quick that I know that I called this dude Precious, and his name is Blessings. I called him Precious in the video. A couple people commented, but not like usual. So I appreciate people not commenting. You know, people make mistakes. It happens. And the Don does not get names quick. It takes a second for me to get names of characters, especially new ones, when a show starts. So it takes a couple of weeks to really get the names down and everything else. I don't know that. So let me say what up to the people who are joining us here. We got Chrissy Angel is up in here, rocking with us right now. C-Note is in the building, rocking with us right now. John Haymaker is in here, rocking with us right now. We also have, can I see this name? Classic EverQuest is in here. Ruben is in here, rocking with us. Who else do we have? And then Miss Duncan the Tall is rocking with us and everything. I'm so glad that all y'all are here. Thank you so much. We have other people. I'll give more shout outs later and stuff out there. We got Amy's in the building rocking with us and everything else. And I really appreciate y'all rocking and everything and getting it popping. So I will say this, you know, I knew, we may have a special guest in the building rocking with us right now. That was unexpected, which is great. Now, I will say this. They needed to explain a couple of things in this whole situation. Number one, they needed to explain how Dexter gets shot and how he survives the shooting. I thought they did a really good job doing that. I think that he was in a coma for an extended amount of time. He lost a lot of blood, but the fact he didn't get shot in the head, I think it's believable. So I don't think that anyone could really complain about that whole situation and say, oh, how is he back alive? I think they explained that away really good. And next thing is we wanted to see him interact with Batista. Now, I said before when they did the Dexter New Blood that the worst thing about that show was that they had no interaction with him and Batista. I mean, this doesn't make any sense. And if anything, and Dexter's to be held accountable, if he's ever to get caught, the way he gets caught, it has to be someone from Miami Metro that holds him accountable or at least faces him before it. They have to be, and the fact that he had just died the way he died, I did not like it. So we did get our Batista thing. Now, when you looked at the trailer, it seemed like he was jumping out the window. And that's why I said in the trailer breakdown, it's like, why would Batista confront him and then he go in the other room and jump out the window? It makes him look guilty. Why would he be running? He should not be accused of anything. He should be good. And they explained that, and they did a good job explaining that also, right? It wasn't that he was jumping out at that initial time. It was the second visit when he had that going on, when he came in and he seen him coming and he escaped. And I also liked the way that they had the whole situation with Batista, right? Because he needs to answer some questions, right? He disappeared and he answered them very well, right? And Batista's like, I seen you on videotape carrying Deb's body. What the hell was going on with that whole situation? And he explains, like, yo, I was broken up. I didn't know which way to go. I just wanted her next to me. I put her in the boat and we drove off, and I hit a big wave and I lost her. Which now I don't know if you can go to jail for that or anything, but it sounds plausible. He was broke up after everything. He lost Rita, then he lost Deb. Right now we know that they don't know exactly how. Batista doesn't know exactly how that went about. He doesn't even know that Deb is the one who killed LaGuardia. But it's believable, and that's what I want. I want, when I see things like that, I want it to be believable, and that seemed very believable to me. That the way that they did that and everything, and had him explain it because it needed to question him on it. And then Batista saying that Chief Bishop hit him up, and Chief Bishop told him that he was the Bay Harbor Butcher, but then they explained that away. How it was actually somehow it got blamed on Chief Bishop for shooting him, and not his son for shooting him, and she felt bad about it and everything, and they even got to the point where he was going to be able to press charges on her, and they showed that. Now he didn't want to when he got rid of that stuff and everything else, but that's what they were going to have. They were going to have him have the ability to press charges on her. So I think they did a really good job explaining that whole situation with it. And I truly appreciate them doing that, doing the background and thinking about, all right, we can't just have this dude just showing up. And then you have Batista changing changing him off the death certificate and everything because he's the one who filled it out, and making him back alive. So now we understand why he's able to go get a driver's license, why he's able to do all those things. Because if he was pronounced dead, he would not be able to do all that thing. And listen, him changing his name and going away, though it's a weird thing to do, it's an understandable thing in that situation, and you got your wife has just been murdered, the way that she was murdered. And I will say this, still to this day, Rita's death is still one of the hardest things ever done on television to me. Like, there's a couple of things that are hard. Like Shireen Baratheon being burnt and Stan is probably the hardest thing I've ever had to watch on television. No, Daddy. Yeah, it's terrible, Phil. It was terrible.
This isn't Phil. It's another dark passenger on this podcast. I'm the third one now.
Don't do that. He'll come after you.
I know. I take it back.
He didn't copyright that fucker, so I don't understand why he's so mad about it.
Yeah. He's a little perturbed. You could say that.
Yeah, he should have just, copyrighted it, and then he would have nothing to worry about. He could have sued this guy for taking it. And then he's like, Dark Passenger, what? Who is this? I'm going to kill this guy for taking my name. And it's not even the guy's fault. The paper named him that. The guy's not going around calling himself the Dark Passenger. This is what they dubbed on the newspaper.
Yeah, he can't have all the names. He already has a name. Like I know your friends called that Dexter, but come on, let this one go. But I know you probably haven't gotten into it yet. If anyone hasn't watched it yet, definitely check out the most recent video on Teflon TV where Tony spells out a theory. I'm going to be bringing it up at some point, or at least referring to it, but I want to make sure you watch it too. So go and check it out and watch it. And all I'm going to refer to it as Tony's 100% right. Everything he says in that video, and I second. I think that's exactly how things are going to happen, Tony.
I think it has to, right? I don't really see
it. They told their hand. You basically said in the video, and I'll add an extra point that he said, "Hey, you look just like him if you wore a hoodie." So he's that's the one thing you didn't say. They added, "If you wear a hoodie," wink, wink, wink. So yes, you are 100% correct.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I don't think that it can go down any other way. I think it has to go down that way. But we'll definitely talk about that. We'll definitely.
Yeah, but please, maybe we'll talk about that next time. But because I want everyone to watch the video, it's a very well made, awesome video. So definitely check that out.
Well, hopefully check it out. We'll see. Well, people should watch it. But what did you think about the opening, scenes of Dexter and Batista?
I thought it was really cool. I like Batista. Obviously, I have a little bit of an natural affinity for the actor because he's from one of my favorite shows, or I mean, he's from a lot of things, but he's an Oz alum. So I always like him and Dexter's interaction. I think even, and you mentioned this in either one of your reviews or that video, I think part of him bringing Dexter back to life is the only way he can prosecute him. And the only way he can sort of track him and do that is by recreating his name. I thought that was also very clever. I think Batista's obviously more all in on Dexter being the killer, and he just can't prove it yet. And I think it's going to be interesting to watch this cat and mouse game. And it begs the question of will this come to a point where Dexter has to possibly kill him? But I don't know. Could he kill him? Who knows? So I thought everything to do with them and pretty much everything to do with Dexter in both episodes, I really loved. I did have a few problems, but we'll get into that.
Do you think they should bring back Quinn?
Yeah,
I mean, Dexter did his voice, brought his name up. So you think he should bring Quinn back?
I think so. I think everything that you can tie back into this, because everything to do with the Dexter story continuing and almost yada-yadaing, what was it called? New Blood? Is that what it was called? The last one, which I liked, but I don't want to necessarily swerve to talk about him right now, but I zoned out during most Harrison stuff, unless Dexter was talking about Harrison. I didn't really like him in the last series. I know I'm being a hater, but everything with Dexter was amazing. Some of the best Dexter stuff we've had in years. It was really sharp, really cool, especially the way everything started out. But some of the Harrison stuff, it's Harrison. It's and
listen, I'm gonna be honest about it. I'm not gonna blame the actor for that. I'm gonna blame what he got to work with.
100%.
But they didn't give they're given this storyline of the wrestling match and all these things in school and all that, and I thought that storyline sucked. So I don't blame him for that. And they give him the razor blade and don't explain it. You know what I mean? Like, they do these things, and I just don't think that they thought it through when they were doing the things with him. Like, you could have did a lot better. You're gonna have him have the straight razor. Yes, his mom got killed by a straight razor, but he wouldn't know his mom got killed by a straight razor. He was way too young to know anything like that. So it just didn't explain that stuff away. I thought I don't blame the actor. I blame that they didn't give him enough good stuff to work with.
And I don't know if you ever watched 24. This is just a weird comparison, but everything to do with Harrison sometimes reminds me of Kim Bauer stuff. Like, it's like mini Jack Bauer, mini stuff. It seems a little bit formulaic to the situation. I think there can be some interesting stuff, but right now, if I was Dexter, I just want to murder him. Like, I would have the whole first half of the season would be murdering the Dark Passenger and murdering Harrison and erasing everything from Harrison off. But no, there can only be one means there's only me. Screw you. And I know Christian Slater and his real dad, yes, I'm talking about the prequel series. It's good if you haven't watched it. It's fun. It's not Dexter, but it's fun for the supporting cast, especially. And Christian Slater's awesome as his dad.
Yeah, I would say, before you continue, I would say the whole cast, they do a really good job of making you know which character they're playing without it being a parody of the character. And if you ever watched like the remake of The Sopranos when they were younger, that was a parody of all the characters, and it sucked.
Tony, I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened. Sure, we don't talk about that.
Young Deb is Deb. Young Batista is Batista.
Young Silvio was a horrible joke. Yeah,
Silvio's whack.
He was out of all of them, he was the worst one. It was
the same hairstyle. Like, you don't keep the same hairstyle for 30 years, bro, 40 years. You don't do that.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Diane. We very much appreciate you checking in on us. Whether you watch the show or not, we try to make this fun and entertaining and make everyone feel a part of it. So thank you for joining us. And
Diane, why did you change your name, Diane? I don't know why she changed her name. That's a new name for Diane. I don't understand why she put the LB7. I don't know why she changed it. But thank you, Diane. I truly appreciate you stopping by and everything else, and I'm glad that you checking us out. And shout outs to you and your girls and your family and everyone else. Tell them all that Donna said what up, and your husband. So Phil is out of here. And then he put me on. See, he leaves and he puts me on full screen. Like, why gotta be full screen like that? People don't want to see me that close up. They don't want to see me like this. It's too much. People may turn to stone looking at me like this. They don't want to see this man this close up. Phil, what would you do that for? Phil will be back. There he is. And he's gone. He's back. And now he's just messing with me.
Yeah, now he's just messing with it's my webcam. Every time I'm trying to turn it on, it boots me. So give me a second.
No problem. No problem. No problem and everything. He's not like to keep you guessing. I noticed it, right? Yeah, I noticed it. What up to Christy Angel in the building, rocking with us on this Dexter Resurrection live stream. And we're gonna do it. We're gonna try to get on some of the cast members, but I got to get the numbers up. We got to at least have 100 people watching in order for me to get a cast member. Now, I don't need to. Obviously, we can get on with a low amount of people. That wouldn't be it. But I don't feel comfortable unless I could have at least 100 people watching. I don't want people coming on my show and there's not 100 people there. So we get this thing up, share it so that people can get out. We'll get to 100 people. And then I'll talk to some of the cast members, and we'll get some of the cast members on. And if there are some YouTubers that are, we don't mess with people, Phil and I. We try to keep to ourselves and stuff. But if there is a couple of maybe one or so YouTuber that is covering Dexter, maybe we'll get them on too and everything else and all that stuff. And all that. Phil, nice living room.
Oh, thank you. There's 3 dogs hiding there. Like, where's Waldo? Can you spot? Can you spot the dogs? There's 3 dogs.
3 dogs back there. Who can spot the dog? Who knows when the dogs are sleeping?
It's 3 dogs nights. Can you spot the 3 dogs in my trash? Can you spot the box of bloods? Oh, 1 dog moved. There we go.
I did see the dog move.
You can see we're like Dexter in the investigation and stuff like that. But to answer your question, just quickly, I think everything to do with Dexter and Batista and the way that all started at the beginning was really captivating. It kind of kept you locked to the screen and really feeling that energy. Not quite Hank and Walter White, figuring out what Heisenberg stuff, but it was like really you could see the look in his face. He knew, and he's trying to get Dexter to make mistakes.
Yeah, 100%. He's over there. Hey, but I know the Dexter I knew. He kept stressing it. The Dexter I knew, the person I knew, like this type of food. And he kept trying to bring him back. He tried to nice guy cop him.
Yep, totally.
Like he was really trying. The Dexter I knew, and trying to reminisce and make him feel good and make him feel comfortable, and then asked him a couple of questions here and there as a friend. But then put in there, sneak in there. LaGuardia also said you were the Bay Harbor butcher.
Yeah, he was Columboing him a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh shucks, I don't know what you're talking about, but and he's trying to get him trapped in something because he really, at this point, as you said before, that case is solved. To really, he needs to catch him in a new crime, really, because there's no past evidence for this.
There's no past evidence for him being the Bay Harbor butcher. It's all blamed on Dokes. Everything points to Dokes. The DNA is there. There's too much there that points to Dokes being the Bay Harbor butcher. So he can't do that. There's nothing he can do to pin the Bay Harbor butcher stuff on Dexter. There's no survivors. There's no nothing there that could actually put him in.
There's 2 things that can put him there. Dexter fucking up and saying the wrong thing and getting caught on audio, or somehow being trapped into a lie that
still wouldn't be enough. He could say it and he would know it, but to prosecute him in a court of law,
true, especially
I don't know it would be enough to get him,
especially for a situation to reopen a crime that's already been solved. The other way is to commit. He busts him in a new murder or a new crime.
Yeah, he's got to catch him in something new. He's got to catch him for the Kirk murder. He's got to catch him for something. You know what I mean? In order for him to pin it on him, and then he would know he was the Bay Harbor butcher, but then he would only get charged with that one murder that he gets caught for. But that would be enough to put him in jail for the rest of his life. But I don't see anything that they could do to tie him back to being the Bay Harbor butcher when it's all said and done. That is, I think that's completely a wash right there.
Tony, can you remind me a little bit of the end of New Blood and Dexter being shot by Harrison? Why did his girl take the blame for that? Did that happen at the end of New Blood, or was that something that happened in between?
So in New Blood, it was Dexter was there. He was in the car with Harrison. He was out there. They had that rifle that was with him. I do believe the rifle was somehow connected to Bishop, if I'm correct. And he told him to shoot him. He ran and he shot him. And then he went over to the body. And then he got in the car. And then he drove away from it.
Right. So everything with the cop taking the blame, that was all off in between the seasons.
I haven't watched it in a while. If there's something else that I'm missing, please chat, let me know.
Yep.
But that's what I remember. I don't remember the cop being involved in it at all that I could think of. But if there is something there, please chat, remind me. It's a long time ago when I watched that. I mean, that New Blood was years ago. But that's what I remember of it. And what, and everything. Just that he took the money and he bounced. And he was out. And Harrison was out. And then that's when actually Showtime was contacting, asking people, would you want to see a Harrison?
I remember that. I remember that asking, and we're probably seeing part of what that would have been. And they're just like, yeah, no one wants to watch a Dexter series without Dexter in it. So it was reworked to have this side bring Dexter back, which they always left the breadcrumbs to kind of do if they had to.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's interesting that when she found, so for instance, she found Dexter's half alive body and then said, I shot him, and didn't.
I guess you would have to say it. That was it, but she was wrong because there was some DNA or whatever, as you said, that, that didn't connect him to Kirk murder and everything else. And that he was just it was blamed on self-defense.
Okay.
Like Dexter, whatever happened to Dexter was what they were trying to pin Dexter. He got off because it was self-defense because of what Kirk was and what happened to Kirk and stuff. You know what I mean?
I kind of missed all of that. So I was just curious of all of that. But
yeah,
other than some of that stuff with Harrison not getting away scot-free, but I guess that makes sense and it's interesting. I thought the first part was really good, the way they sort of got us back into the world and got right in on Dexter and having the first real interaction he had kind of being with Batista instead of some of the visions he's having is this real, kind of getting into it was real cool. I thought that worked out well.
It did. Did you like the visions the way they did them?
Yeah. I thought it was in line with the series. It felt like a modern take on Dexter, the way they were doing it. This felt more like Dexter than the other two spinoffs have.
Yeah, the Dokes ones would throw me up. Throw me off. I obviously he had to come back and say surprise, motherfucker. Right? You had to have that in there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that was amazing. Thought that was good. But in the end, with him saying that, there is some good in you, Dokes would have never said that.
The whole good in you thing, if that's the angle that they go with this, like Dexter's going to become complete anti-hero and become like sort of a good guy, that might be a bit too far.
Yeah, Dokes would have never said that at all. Like when the best part with Dokes is when they did, when he was talking to Batista and they did the clips of all the stuff. He said, yeah, he called you a couple things, you creepy motherfucker, like that's Dokes.
Yep.
All of a sudden, him forgiving Dexter. Now, obviously, this is a coma. Maybe it's skewed because it's Dexter, and it's skewed to what you want it to be. You know what I mean? But it didn't feel real that Dokes would ever say anything like that towards him.
No, it felt to me. What I enjoyed about it is the dark comedy of it all. It almost felt comedic.
Mhm.
You know, like that this is the way Dexter rationalizes this in his own subconscious. And
Yeah.
to your point, he wouldn't say that. He's using these people in his mind, either consciously or unconsciously, as puppets to tell him what he needs to hear to rationalize whatever bullshit he needs, which is Dexter in a nutshell, thinking that he's some higher power, thinking he's better than them. And when he gets to this place and deals with all these people and sees the smorgasbord of friggin', it's like Siler when he goes to the hero's place and, you know, suddenly sees a bunch of people with powers. That's what it's going to be like. He's just going to be there and he's going to think he's better than some of these people, and he's not. And I think that's one of those interesting things about Dexter, and even the way he is pushing upon Harrison. My favorite parts of the Harrison thing is when he's later in the episode when he's investigating the crime scene of where Harrison cleaned up, and he's like a proud papa, thinking this kid's just like him. The ego, the like I trade. Oh, it's ridiculous with this Dexter, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, he gets to New York, and it's funny that as far as he was from New York, if it was a real town, he would be probably 10 miles from my town that I am right now.
yeah.
If they really like the hours that they said it takes to get to New York City from where he was, if it was a real place he was at, Dexter would have been right here.
Yeah, or like maybe even Buffalo. Like,
No, that needs to be way far back. He's too far from Buffalo. It's 400 miles from New York City.
How far from you, Buffalo, are you?
To Buffalo, like 200 miles to Buffalo, 190 miles from the city.
Oh wow, I didn't realize you were that far from Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo's far. Buffalo's all the way up there. So he would have been right where I'm at. He would have been right here doing all that stuff. Everything would have took place here, which I thought was funny. But yeah, he travels down to New York City. Obviously, listen, you got to get him there, have him take the car and everything else and all that. Yada, yada, that. I don't care about that. That's not important to me. So that was fine and everything else. How did you feel about Uma Thurman character?
Okay. I think everything to do with Uma Thurman was also kind of cool. I think she just has gravitas on screen. I think of all the people that they get, Tony, all the people that they've gotten for this cast, and there's a lot of really good ones. I don't want to name the list because we'll be talking about them all season, so we'll wait until they show up. But I think having her on screen, she's a movie star, and the minute she comes on screen, she just out focuses everybody that's there. She's captivating, and she showed to be tough as shit. She's his fixer. You know, she's Dink's fixer, and she's not to be fucked with, you know, and I think they got that across really quick. Are they playing a little off on, you know, her Kill Bill character? Not that she's the same character. I just mean like the fact that we all know she's a fucking badass just by like putting her on screen. Yes, but that's cool. You can do that sometimes with actors, especially someone like her that doesn't work quite as often unless she wants to. So you can kind of lean into that stuff. And she didn't come off as that character. I just mean when a character plays a character that's super tough, Tony, like when you have that, it's like Sylvester Stallone in every movie he's in can pretend to be a good boxer because of Rocky, because he pulled that off in Rocky. Like even if in real life he couldn't spar worth shit, which I know he probably can a little bit, but even if he couldn't, in any movie he's in, you could be like, oh, Sly, you can play a good boxer, you know, Harrison Ford, you can play a guy that knows how to use a whip. You know, and Uma Thurman, you can play someone that can kick motherfucking ass, Tony, and she pulls it off on screen. How about you? What'd you think?
Yeah, number one, I'm not really attracted to skinny women that much, but Uma can get it. Boy, yeah. I ain't gonna lie about it.
Yeah, dude.
Uma can get it. she is just gorgeous, and as you said, the gravitas. There's levels to this shit, and you know, there was a movie. It was a Jackie Chan movie, I think, back in the day. And Samuel Jackson was in it. And when he showed up on screen, the movie went up just because he was there. You know what I mean? And that is what it is with Uma Thurman. When she's on screen, it's all eyes on her. Just her breaking into the guy's crib. You know what I mean? Putting the mask on there. This is when you see it, like, it just seems a level. I don't want her to die. Like, no. I don't want her or Dink or Christian Rita. I don't want them to die. Like,
but Dexter's taking her out at some point next season or the end.
I don't know. I don't know. I think there's a way around that. I think there's a way where that doesn't happen. I think it's possible. I've come up with a theory that there's a way where that will not happen and stuff. That was it. Because when we talk about Uma breaks inside the guy's house. She finds out who exactly the dark passenger is, right? How she found out that information about the dark passenger is what's interesting. How did she know it was him? If this guy has just been in the news, no one's able to see his face or anything else, how did she figure it out? Now, Dexter figured it out. So did she use the same technique that Dexter did? And she just got there because she even got his address. Dexter didn't get his address.
I think she used the Dink. I mean, I think the Dink is going to end up being serial killer Cerebro from like the X-Men. Like he's going to be able to just he's there like Batman. I know I'm throwing a lot of comparisons, but he's there like Sherlock Holmes. He's the guy. He's going to be that's what she has in her ear, telling her everything, where everything is, or has the whole schematic of the whole situation. I'm not saying she's not capable. She also, it's like the perfect combination of being capable and have the thing in your ear that Chloe and Jack Bauer, to stick it to the 24 thing tonight.
Yeah, I thought it was great that they had her go into the air conditioner and search, because that's where Dexter used to keep his slides all the time.
Yeah, I didn't even, you said that in your video, and that was a great pickup. I didn't even think about that, and that's awesome that they did that just to show that she would even get a one-up on Dexter.
Yeah, she would have caught his ass. She would have got him. Dexter would have been caught. And again, she seen the imprint of the crates in there, and then she seen the crates. She stacked this 3 crates up, and the guy was not trying to do the crate challenge. She realized that, and she found this guy, and his thing is to keep the driver's license and put an X on the people's faces. And his motivations, I think it's racist, right? His motivations, because he was saying basically like, when you guys got here, everything, you fucked up me and my brother. He brought up, he's like, it's me and my brother or something like that. And since you guys got here, everything's been fucked up.
I guess they lost their taxi driving jobs. They stole our taxi driving jobs. My guess, and this is something I want to kind of look into because you asked this question in the video, and I think it's a good one. Like, what I think you did. If you didn't, I'm Mandela affecting remembering you doing it. Why did he get booted? Like, what did he do that pushed him out of the group? Like, how did he cross the line so that Uma was like, "You're out"? No, is he too public? Is it?
Oh, yeah, the guy with the Negan bat.
Yeah, the Negan bat guy. Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. I jumped ahead to the Negan bat.
It's all right.
Not the dark passenger, the Negan bat guy. But still, like, how do you cross this group? Like, not just in a good way, but what's too much for this group? But anyways, back to the dark pasture. Yes,
no, I can go. It's all right. We can bounce around and stuff. That's fine. Yeah, they didn't explain it. You know what I mean? They didn't explain what he did actually. I think what they were showing is that this guy, the reach is state to state to state. They had him go. She went all the way out to Michigan.
Yep. And
then she personally said, "You're out." The guy was trying to withdraw money. And as soon as he tried to withdraw the money, she was there. Like, the shit ain't coming out. Like, it's over. And they're paying these fuckers $100,000 a month. Like, what are you paying $100,000 a month for? That's what the interesting part to me is. Like, are they serial killers who are working for Peter Dinklage? Obviously, he's paying them, so they're working for him to kill specific people.
Right. Is this like a House of Black and White sort of situation, or is it to form some big scam? Some, as you mentioned, as you've referred to them a couple of times, the serial killer suicide squad. Is it to handle some jobs of some sort? Like, what exactly is going on? Is he collecting them all to keep an eye on them to make sure they kill the right people? Like, we know you guys are going to kill, and we know you have to be your nature, but let's make sure you guys kill the right people, the people that deserve to die. And he's deciding who lives and dies. That could be something, like Peter Dinklage just thinks he's the judge of humanity. He's Thanos making the decision of who should live and die. And these serial killers are carrying out his wishes of the people that should die and the people that shouldn't die. I don't know, Matt. Like, we're just throwing stuff out there. I'm sure Tony has his theories, but obviously we're 2 episodes in and we haven't even met the Dink and his crew quite yet. All we've seen is Uma at this point.
100%. Nonfiction says crimes against children. I don't think so because I had sexual assault. No, I don't think so because each one of the serial killers we've been introduced to has a different thing of why they kill. And if you look at the names, I don't know if I could pull it up real quick, of names of the serial killers.
Oh, I know them. Jessica Jones, Barney Stinson, that dude from The Dark Knight that Two-Face fucks up to try to find where the Joker is. But there's a couple other ones I know too. The recovering Hunbot says, I liked your theory, Tony. I'm still mulling over mine, but it's a little different than yours. Samuel B says, I bet Peter Dinklage's character was inspired by the Bay Harbor Butcher. That would be interesting too, especially if Tony's theory holds water that Dexter's playing the dark passenger undercover in there, and then he's hearing Dinklage tell him how much he appreciated what the Bay Harbor Butcher was doing in a way and like controlling serial killers. That would be an interesting sort of situation.
It could be. So Gareth, also known as the Gemini Killer, is played by David Damasky. I can't say that. Neil Patrick Harris plays the tattoo collector.
Before you go on, is there any way, shape, or form Neil Patrick Harris cannot be a comedic character? Like, he's going to be the comic relief serial killer, right? Like,
yes, I mean, the tattoo collector. It has to be something where he kills people and pulls their tattoos off their body.
He's just so naturally funny, and I have trouble taking him seriously. So it's going to be interesting seeing Neil Patrick Harris not change the tone of the series completely. But I don't know. Maybe I just know him so much as a How I Met Your Mother and Doogie Howser fan, Tony. I'm struggling with the Neil Patrick Harris of it all. Like, that's the weird one.
I can't wait to see it. It's Eric Stone Street plays Rapunzel, so I would think that he cuts lock the hair off of chicks. Kristen Ritter plays Lady Vengeance, which I would think that has to be some type of you leave her and she takes.
He's going to be Jessica Jones, Tony.
Or you beat up your girlfriend and she takes vengeance.
And she's going full Jessica Jones on your ass.
Yeah. Then you have obviously Ronald Smith is the dark passenger, and Mia Laperi is I think I said that right. No, they're getting this wrong. It says Mia. All right, Mia Laperi is her name. For Christian Ritter.
No, and everybody, I know Neil Patrick Harris can surprise me. I have no doubt he could do anything he wanted to do. He was good in Gone Girl. I'm just so ingrained to his theatrical work and his comedic work that by nature, that's how I look at him. But I think he has the ability to play creepy and weird and interesting. So it's going to be, I'm more excited than being like, he can't do it.
I don't know if this is true, but it does say this. It says Leon Prater, Peter Dinklage, portrays a billionaire venture capitalist who is also a serial killer.
Okay. So he's the captain of the ship.
Yeah. So it's saying that he's also a serial killer. See, I didn't know he was also himself killing people.
He's
if that's the case, that makes it a whole different situation with him. If he's also, because obviously in his stature and everything, he can't be grabbing people. So maybe they bring him people or something for him to kill. But what would be his kink about killing?
Or maybe he gets his killing is doing it, setting up the pieces for other people to do it. But he's not only the hair club president, he's also a client, apparently.
Yeah. He's also playing president.
Yeah, exactly. He's not just it's not practice, it's a game too for him.
100%. What up, Jackie C in the building? What up, Bill Tron 812 rocking with us and everything else. We also have a comment. If you have such nice hair, Phil.
Oh, thank you. Most of it is smoke and mirrors, as I've said before. Another couple of years, I'll look like Gallagher, but hopefully the curls on the side will be good, even when it's like halfway up my hair, you know. But we'll keep combing it down and adding the magic oil as long as it's pot. No, I'm kidding. Thank you so much.
This is what I'm looking at gives it away. All right, so it says it right here. So everything I said before about these killers, I speculated on. But now I'm looking at an article right now that was released. It says everything. So I was right on everything. It says the tattoo collector Neil Patrick Harris plays a successful anesthesiologist with a dark side for collecting tattoos
Oh,
from victims.
A doctor, huh? People that know some of his other roles can smile with me here. Yeah,
you know that. So Rapunzel,
Dr. Horrible,
it was Al, Eric Stone Street portrays a seemingly normal Midwestern dad who kills women with ponytails.
Okay.
So
we were right about that one. Yeah, we were right
about that. The Gemini killer, Gareth, plays a genius who only kills in pairs. And that's right. I thought he would kill twins and stuff, but only kills in pairs. He kills two people at the same time. So yeah,
Tony, we can't walk in the same place at the same time with this guy out. We gotta walk alone. That's what we gotta do.
So all those guys, I got them all right. I got everybody right. I predicted everybody that they all these killers or what it, but it doesn't say. Let's say Lady Vengeance. Let me see, because I don't see Lady Vengeance here. What she does. I'm gonna go Prado, Leon Prada, Charlie. We know that. Tattoo Al. Gemini killer Brian Moser, James Dokes, Harry Morgan. No, they do not have anything on Lady Vengeance. They do not say why she kills.
And which one of Lady Vengeance is Jessica Jones?
Yes, Jessica Jones.
I know Kristen Ritter, but I'm sorry. I expect her to be Jessica Jones-ish.
Yeah, so they don't have her, but all the other ones is what they have and stuff like that. So, all right, so we know exactly why they're killing and everything else. And then if you watch my videos, then you would know that I was right on it. And I feel I'm going to be right on her too. Lady Vengeance, I think she's going to stick up for women with abuse and kill abuse's husband. And that could be her connection to Dexter, right? If they become a couple and stuff like that, you know, it's not too far off from what Dexter's doing. They basically are doing the same thing, but she's just taking out victims who are abusing their wives or things like that and everything else, and then she kills them off. Dexter is doing just about the same thing. You know what I mean? So I could see a love connection forming between those two.
Sorry, John Haymaker. Yes, I doubt she'll be drinking whiskey like Jessica Jones. Okay, maybe she won't be choking to death on her own vomit and coming back to life like Jessica does, and then stealing my heart by doing that.
No, she wore those jeans well,
dude.
And speaking about wearing jeans well, these fucking Levi's Beyonce commercials is fucking killing me. I can't watch that anymore.
Skip.
I've never seen Levi's jeans look like that on any ass in my life.
501 blues.
And I've seen a lot of 501 blues.
Yeah, Tony's got the 501 blues.
But I ain't never seen them held down like lots at all.
Biltron says it would be cool if and when Dexter takes out the dark passenger, this is what Tony was saying, if he takes the name of of an anti-hero, saving people like Harry mentioned, and sheds the bay. So do you think he could do something like that? Like once he takes this identity, sort of change what he did as Dexter and become more of a good, show his good as the dark passenger, and that's how he sort of decides to take down this serial killer crew, because he's doing it as like heroically in a sense. Like, I'm going to take out all these people.
Yeah, I think that's the way it always was with Dexter, right? He always considered himself a hero, right? You seen the ticker tape parade he had in his head about himself, and everyone cheering. He always did that. I just think he's taking the identity to get to these people, and then it's a smorgasbord of people for him, right? Because now, oh my God, like he gets around. I have all these people to kill. This is great. This is going to be a great time. Look at all these people. They're all hanging out with me, and then lining out. I can line them all up and I don't have to search them out. I know they're guilty already. I don't have to go into their house and break in and find the evidence. I already know that all these people are guilty. I could just take every one of them out. So I think it's just a delight for him. That's why I always thought that it was weird when I seen him in there, because if he knew exactly what was going on, Leon Prada, and this guy was the Bay Harbor Butcher, this is not the guy you invite to a party. Like, it makes no sense to bring him in the fold. This is the guy who kills people like you. Why would you even bring him in to want to be around people like you? Like that's the one serial killer you want to keep away from all these other people and stuff. And now all of a sudden he's hanging out with him, but him taking the role of the dark passenger is what makes sense and everything else. And look, they were pretty heavy-handed about it too.
A little bit.
they didn't really try to conceal. Like, this is not one of my great theories that was amazing here. Like I really took a lot to think of. I mean, they're pretty heavy-handed about it. I mean, they pretty much said it. I'm sure anyone could have picked up on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially it just does, to your point, the obvious thing that it would make no sense for a serial killer that likes to kill serial killers to be invited to a club, to a crew that employs serial killers, because it's just they're just asking to be murdered.
Yeah, 100%. And I was say, listen, but they all have their role. I think you'd be safe though. Like if you just went around, say this natural born killers, that would be fine. But when you like Richard Ramirez, who was just killing people at will, he didn't have no code. But I think when they do their serial killers in this show, they usually have some type of code. Everyone. No. And they usually stick to it. You know what I mean? And I think that's the way they do it. Except for that Skinner guy. That Skinner guy was just skinning anyone he can get his fucking hands on and stuff. But, in the big serial killer realm, I think they all have, in Dexter, they've all had a code. You know what I mean? Everyone, no matter who he had, they all killed certain people. Like, the last one had the guy who just killed the women and the girls who were runaways and stuff like that, Do
you think Batista will be a character that will actually be a threat to Dexter, or just be kind of a joke that pops up a couple times through the season for Dexter to do the whoop-de-woo on? Like, is he actually going to be able to do anything, or is he just the mark that Dexter's gonna make look foolish through the whole season? Like, the banana in the tailpipe guy. Like, is he just gonna be that dude?
They may do him like dirty like that. They may do him having chasing his tail the whole time. Obviously, they have Harrison selling the truck, and they had the alert going to get put out. So right off the bat, Harrison sells the truck. He's going to get the alert. And then we do find out that Harrison, we've seen in today, Harrison is talking to him inside the hotel.
Okay, that's how he can actually have some teeth. If he uses, I have your son, and your son's gonna fry for everything you did unless you turn yourself in. And what would Dexter do to that if he puts him in a position like that? He has Harrison, but like dead to rights on a death, and he goes, unless you give yourself up, your son's gonna be fucking killed, or death penalty type stuff. Would Dexter come to him? I don't know. I just hope, what I hope is that they give him teeth at some point this season, not just be a joke character.
I hope they do too. But they got this other cop who's going to have teeth this season, and tracking down, what happened to this guy and getting it back to Harrison. Now, the only way I could see it falling back on Harrison is if Harrison says something stupid. Because they brought in the chick that he was planning on raping. She knows who Harrison is. But from what we know, she didn't recognize Harrison when he was bringing her up the elevator. She didn't know he was in the room. She didn't even know that he put her to bed. So it would make no sense unless he runs his mouth, which she's seen him staring a little too hard and says he wanted to question him. Just from him staring, and Harrison is stupid and he does stuff like that. But there's really nothing connecting him to that murder whatsoever, and everything else, But if Harrison seems to get freaked out because he just seems like he freaks out all the time and everything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look past the idea of what you just said, that Harrison might say something stupid. That's certainly a possibility, Tony. That's all I'm saying. It's a possibility.
100%. Thank you for the super chat. Very generous of you, C. Rick. Yes, hey guys, excited for a new Dexter? Yeah, I think each killer in the club will be specific type of skills that will make it a challenge for Dexter. Ooh. Thank you for the super chat and everything else. I really do appreciate it. I don't know if it's going to be a challenge for Dexter because every one of them seemed out of shape. I mean, Dexter does have the bullet hole in him still, but none of them in there seem like a physical threat to him. I think it really comes down to if he likes these people or not.
Will he have an alliance with any of these, understand their plight, and not look at them as people he needs to take out? Will he become friendly with any of them?
The lady vengeance, I could see. That's it. If she's killing people because they did dirt to beat their wife or did something like that, then that would be the only one. Everyone else that we see and everything else, you know what I mean? Killing people because they got ponytails, that's not good enough. He ain't gonna be cool with you.
Yeah, that's
Killing people in pairs, that's not gonna work. Killing people and taking off their tattoos because he likes the skin and the tattoo, that's not gonna be enough to make him want it. He's just gonna want to kill you too.
Yeah, those three are dead in the water.
Yeah, they're not gonna make it. It'll be only this one chick, and Dexter likes to have sex with crazy chicks.
Tony, don't hate me for this. Those three might be taken out in a montage, like all three at once. Like Dexter's just gonna take them out.
Well,
no, I don't really think that. I'm kidding.
Yeah, he's gonna have to start. He's gonna get paid by this guy, and eventually Charlie's gonna figure out that who he is. Because I'm thinking that maybe he uses this guy's ID, right? They look similar enough that he could use his ID and pass himself off as this guy. And then eventually she figures out that he's really Dexter Morgan. And then that's when everything starts. Because, I think he'll get away with maybe one, but then they'll start noticing like, the people aren't answering anymore. Because how is he going to dispose of the bodies in New York? How is he going to get rid of these bodies?
He could give them to the rats. They'll hide anything.
Because we did the garbage bag thing, and Harrison's knot didn't hold. So I mean, how is he really going to get rid of them out here? Is what we could try that again, but he's seen it fail right off the bat. So I think he'd have to have a smarter way to get rid of the bodies. People saying he could burn the whole place down. That's not really his style. He's more of a nothing is there. Like they just go away. They disappear off the face of the earth. You know what I mean? And everything. People saying the ocean. He'd have to get a boat to get it out in the ocean. So that would be the problem with that. Him getting the boat and everything else, and putting them bodies.
Maybe the Dinklage has control of a funeral home situation and has one of those incinerators to turn people to dust.
That would be ideal if he was able to do that.
And that would connect back to his 6 feet under roots.
Yeah, it would. But I don't know if he could do that with these serial killers.
No, totally not. Totally not. But he could do something like that, like go to but that's what he could do. He could sneak into one of those places at night and burn a body.
Yeah, there's no sneaking in New York City. Everyone knows. Like if you're in New York City, you're not sneaking around. 1 second, I gotta plug in this computer. It's gonna die.
No worries. See, Rick says I took that. Did you get the 6 feet under idea too? I can't help myself. You want to make some connections back to it. Great minds think alike, and it's awesome that you guys are in the chat right now, and we thank you so much for checking this out. We're going to be talking about Dexter I think Tony said pretty much every Saturday this season, and make sure you're subscribed to Teflon TV for all his videos and breakdowns. And I might even simulcast on my channel on one of these two.
Yeah, I hope so.
I was thinking about doing it tonight, but I didn't get here in time. But I do think that funeral homes work. Tony, maybe he could break into a funeral home.
100%. Yeah, people say dog is looking like a black penis. What dog is that?
He means the dog in the background on my phone.
Oh. God damn.
The way his legs are sticking out on the side, kind of look like I can see what you're seeing, Fernandez. I can understand
why you would say that's funny.
I can see what you're saying, Fernandez. I won't.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God. But you do have a dirty mind, my friend.
Lex Steele over there.
Is that the porn name?
That's his porn name, Lex Steele.
Zeus. That's his name's Zeus too, so he could be big, tiny, tiny Leslie.
Yeah, that would be the issue of him getting rid of the bodies for this whole situation would probably be the biggest issue of this whole thing. If he was able to do something like that, how he would be able to do that when he starts taking these people out, because they made a point of saying that he's not going to be able to really get away with it in the place that he's staying. Yeah, because I keep wanting to call this fucking guy Precious for some reason, but was it Karma?
Whatever, you can call him Precious. We'll stick with it. We'll stick with that. I like it. You call him Precious in the video too. Like I
Yeah,
thought
I
his name was Precious. I'm gonna go with Precious.
did say Karma, I think his name.
His mother named him Precious. I'm gonna call him Precious.
Blessings Karma is his name.
And
right?
that is Precious. So Precious can mean both. No, I'm kidding.
That's right. Nonfiction, thank you for the super chat, beautiful. It says Harrison's bag time could do him in. Again, yeah, if she catches him making knots like that. But again, it's New York City. It's a big place. A knot's not going to hold you. That's not enough. You know what I mean? He sprayed the bag on the outside to get rid of any fingerprints of his on there. He could say, I've taught several people in this building how to tie knots like that. You know what I mean? I went to Cub Scouts. Everyone knows there's not here. You know, but I do believe, you know, I think they used the knot to have her identify the bag. Like she realized that it was a different knot than these other bags, and that's why she was able to find. But I don't know if it's going to go anything further from the knot. Animal.
Yeah, a couple of people were asking about the cup. This is an Animal Muppets Tiki cup. They have a few different Muppets. This is actually really freaking awesome. This was a gift from someone named Amy, actually, Amy. And it's a fucking amazing cup. I love it. I love this fucking thing. I want to get all the Muppets.
I used to call my daughter Chloe when she was born, when she got like 2, 3, because her hair was all ragged, and she used to always have her mouth open. I thought I used to call her Animal. I'm like, you like animals to hold her. I'm like, Animal, you like animals. She's like,
Animal to beat drums, eat drums.
And everything else and all that. So yeah, that's what it was. So yeah, I could see it maybe, Amy, but I think that's what they used it for. This to show the cops' intelligence and how she was able to figure that out. Justin ND Sniper says, did Harrison avoid the hotel cameras when he led that guy and girl into the room? So they said that there's no cameras on the main hall for privacy for the people there. So I don't think that there's any cameras there that caught him on that specific situation. When they seen him, they just seen him talking to her at the actual bar. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I think they did say like on the main hall, there were no cameras. There should be no cameras there and stuff. KP is up in this bitch.
I'm getting KP's theme song ready.
Is up in here. So now I got to get off here really soon because I got to watch this fight and stuff. I already missed a lot of it and everything else. If y'all don't know, Edgar Berlanga is fighting in Queens, New York. There's a big fight card in Queens, New York, and everything else. And I gotta watch. I gotta watch that fight and stuff. But again, I just wanted to get out here real quick. Give y'all a taste of what we're gonna be doing every week and stuff like that. Again, tomorrow starts the Institute film on MGM. Institute starts there. It's the people who made From. It's their new show on MGM.
Interesting.
It's about a bunch of kids. It's on the Stephen King's book, where a bunch of kids who have special powers get taken into this institute to be trained and stuff, and everything else. So I think that's what it's about. So we'll be watching that. We'll see how that goes. I know that Sci-Fi Vision said she would like to do a collaboration with us on that show and stuff. So, we like Sci-Fi Vision, so we'll definitely do that collaboration with her on the show and stuff. We'll figure out a way to get a joint stream going for that show and everything else and all that. And we'll see if this show is going good. So, yes, I am covering the show. I'll have the video out. If it drops tonight at 12:01 like it done, I'll have a record and have the video out by 9 o'clock in the morning and everything else. But we'll see how it goes and everything and all that good stuff. Phil's drinking the soul of an animal.
I am. I have my straw sticking deep down in Animal's soul, Amy.
She says in nonfiction, the beautiful nonfiction says, off topic, but I had to tell you I got tickets to NYC Comic-Con in October. George R. R. Martin will be there. Really?
Don't ask him about the book.
Yeah, then I guess History of Westeros will probably be there too. Mm-hmm. But if you give me a heads up, I could probably swing down there and say what up to you. I'll see if Gray is gonna go and stuff. If Gray's gonna make it out there and stuff, maybe I'll swing out there and everything else. Will there be aliens? Possibly, there will be aliens in there. It's quite possible. Never underestimate
The power of aliens.
Never underestimate it. You know what I mean? Never.
We have all sorts of stories, mythologies, legends that could be interpreted as gods, who in reality were misinterpreted extraterrestrials.
Definitely.
Never.
It's always a possibility.
It definitely is. John Haymaker, are you doing anything with aliens on Hulu? I don't know if I'm going to do anything with aliens or Hulu.
Is that like aliens? Like
we have a new show coming out.
I didn't know.
About aliens.
I did not know that.
Yes, there's a new show.
Look, before, like I know you don't have to run immediately, but I do want to talk about one thing, and I might do a stream on this on my channel. The HBO has finally. HBO turned it back to the HBO logo.
Yes,
is that you or me?
That's me.
From to accept.
What's going on, KP? What's the deal?
What did I miss?
We're talking about Dexter, episode 1 and 2.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. Not going to be watching. I follow you anywhere, Tony, except towards Dexter. That it just doesn't hold me. It now gripped me. But are we doing revival still though? Because I've watched the last 3 episodes.
Well, we're not doing this stream, but we're doing the Institute on MGM.
The Institute on MGM. I don't even know what that is.
It's a new show. It's the people who made Lost. It's their new show. It comes out tomorrow. But
you know what you need to do, Tony? You need either on your Facebook page or on your community tab. You need to put some posts and say, all right, this season we're doing XYZ show. Next season we're doing ABC show. These are we're live streaming.
But what happens? See, I feel like I don't want to be the MCU and promise stuff and then never have that promise come through. You know what I mean? I don't want to show Adam Warlock and then Adam Warlock doesn't happen. I don't want to do all of those. You know what I mean?
I would prefer you show me, Adam Warlock and Black Adam and whomever else, and then we don't get Adam Warlock, but we get Black Adam, and it was okay-ish, I guess. People. This is not just me as a fan, requesting content. Although it is. Right, I am that is part of it too, but just from a marketing standpoint, it'll be really cool if whether it's your Facebook or your community tab or your Instagram or whatever, you have we're doing these 3 shows, and I should be having live streams on Monday night at 10, Tuesday night at 4, Saturday night at 8, whatever. And even if obviously we miss a week or 2, we miss a couple dates, whatever. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes people have to go to the dentist. Sometimes people have to go to the doctor. Sometimes people have to go to the coroner's office to make out a dead neighbor or something like that. So obviously we'll miss some, right? But I don't know. What does that suggestion make any sense to you?
I really wish I could be on a consistent schedule and tell you, and I'll do my best to do that. But
if you don't hold to it, we're not going to hold you to it 100%, right? But 6 out of 10, if you say doing Dexter on Tuesdays at 9:30 to 11:30, whatever. 6 out of 10 Wednesdays, you'll be there. It's the other 4, whatever. But at least we know how to plan, and we don't have to wait to get a random request, a random notification 30 minutes before you go online, which is how I get them. I never get any notification for your stuff, other than the 30-minute notification that you're about to go online in 30 minutes. Or sometimes I get a notification that says that, oh, by the way, Tony's been online. And Oh, the other way I see a thing is if I go to like my subscriptions and I look at everybody who's live streaming comes up and like I might see you live streaming. But like that's the only time I see it. Like I don't get like it doesn't. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I don't know if that's correct. The same if that goes the same to everybody on any chat and who's viewing or whatnot. But perhaps you could put in the chat how you get his notifications. But like I want to see you hit 250 in 2025. In 2025, at least 2026, I want to see you hit 250, man. And like we need to up the numbers. We need to get that hustle up if it is we're gonna hit those numbers. Come on, let's go,
Right,
let's
so
go, let's go.
I agree.
Okay.
I would say that when I hit 100,000 subscribers, I almost lost interest in doing YouTube because the goal was
No. We're not giving you. I'm not shooting you that deal.
I'm telling you my story right now. I'm giving you my story. And
all right, sorry.
And the nanu sign at the same time, right? So, but I got there and I actually like stopped. Like I really was like I did what I had to do. This is all I ever wanted to do. So I really didn't want to, you know what I mean? I really didn't put a lot into making videos or anything after that and everything else. But
that sounds like me when I hit
take a little bit more. Now I'm going to go a little bit more ham. So I'm hoping to probably by the end of the year, probably get to 150,000 by the end of the year. That's the plan.
That's an awesome goal. I'm fucking with you on that goal. I'll promote just whatever you like, and that's another thing. Like you could have like if you have like the Facebook page or the post or the community tabs or whatever, and you have like links to. You have you have like 2, 3, or 4 set live streams for the week, and it's in a way where I could like share it to my friends and Phil could share it to his friends and whatever.
The thing was,
that's how we're gonna get some growth
on my Facebook page also. But for some reason, every time I do, Facebook like blocks me, like I get banned from Facebook for doing it. And I don't understand.
When you post links?
No, when I was streaming live on this and my Facebook page. When you see my mother used to always come in the chat. She was watching from my Facebook page. But then after after I was doing that, it like started banning me on Facebook for doing it. So I don't understand. So that's why
Facebook is weird with Facebook is weird with their stuff sometimes. Like you have to like talk to their customer service people. But like you don't need like when I say Facebook.
I gotta go because I gotta watch this fight. So I gotta talk.
All right. You go get your boxing on. We'll talk later.
All
right. Have a good night, Phil. Have a good night, everybody in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Later,
yes,
Dave.
Yes, sir. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up in a little bit. I'll give you about 10 minutes and stuff because I gotta go watch this fight.
Sounds good.
But talking about Dexter, anything else that you wanted to say real quick about, not real quick, but anything else stood out to you on it?
I mean, I think the biggest thing was I found it a very funny couple of episodes. I think they embraced the comedy of it all. And also you mentioned the out of shape thing. I thought they paid true to the fact that if he just got shot, the fact that he's out there running around would be kind of difficult, and he's tired. He's not quite in shape. His muscles had atrophied a bit. But I mean, I think the biggest thing is that he hasn't missed a beat playing the character. He gets right back into it. It
is, and it's funny that he didn't want to do it. Like he really, thank God he didn't Han Solo it. I should say Harrison Ford Han Solo. Hopefully he didn't. Glad he didn't do that because I don't understand. I understand actors that get into a certain spot, and I don't want to be typecast, and I don't want to be this. But I think at Michael C. Hall's age right now,
I want to work, Tony.
Yeah, you work consistently. And if this is what you do for consistent work, then God bless you. This is great. No one's going to look down upon you for playing the same character over and over again. Ride this bitch till the wheels fall off.
I'd be like Kelsey Grammer and play Frasier for fucking 30 years.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Why not? Why not? Make that fucking money, man. It's just make that dough and everything. Everyone's singing Eminem in the chat right now. I actually have a video of the greatest rapper of all time. Ooh. I came up with a system that if you use this system and it's fair for every rapper who ever existed in any era, you can use it. If you use this system, that it's pretty clear of where rappers rank and who's the greatest rapper of all time and everything else. And it doesn't matter if you rapped in the 70s, the 60s, the 80s, or anything. This system ranks. If you use the system, it's 5 questions. If you answer on a scale of 1 to 10, that you will be able to see exactly who the greatest rapper who ever alive.
I know who it is. It's Dylan, and Dylan. But that being said, I do think I know what your number 1 is going to be. So I can't wait to see
It's
that.
not my number 1. So in all honesty, it's not my favorite rapper who is number 1.
Oh, then I don't know who's gonna. Then I don't know who's gonna be.
It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with who you like or who you like. If you're honest and you rate these 5 questions accordingly, then you will get the result of who the number 1 person is and everything else. That's just the way it is. What up, Dita?
Were you surprised with what number 1 was?
No. Because I always thought that he is most likely the greatest rapper of all time.
Oh, then I think I know who you.
When you take everything into consideration,
then I think I know who your number.
Not my favorite rapper, who I will want to be there, but when you add it all up and you add the numbers up and everything else, that it just makes the most sense that it's unchallengeable that he is the greatest rapper of all time and everything else. It takes everything into account of what rap music is. It takes everything into account and everything else and all that.
It's the rhinoceros or the hippopotamus. I know who it is. But Fernandez T, you're gonna have to watch the video.
Yeah. When I drop the video, then you'll be able to watch the video and you'll see. I'll do the top 10, and if I get views, I have a total top. I didn't fit the 50 greatest rappers of all time, but I'll do the top 10 first, and then if people respond to that video, then I'll drop the whole 50 of the top 50, who the top 50 is of it and everything else. But I don't think it's any debate of it when you see it. That I even if you put a point here, a point there, it's still gonna end up the way it is, and that's it. That's just the way it goes and stuff. And there's no denying it, and to me, it's no denying it. There's no nothing and everything else. So it's a really good. It'll be out soon. I'll drop that video. Institute video will probably be out tomorrow, and everything else and that. And that's the way it's gonna go. But yeah, let me roll. I've already. I missed like 4 fights and shit, and one good one that I really wanted to watch and stuff like that. So I'm very happy for all y'all coming out, rocking with me. Phil, thank you as always. Debbie, we're going to keep the Bridgeport blue one until Bridgeport comes back. We're going to keep it here, and if he never comes back, it'll be the staple of Teflon TV. We are not leaving. We're keeping the Bridgeport blue.
Our third usual suspect, the Bridgeport seat will never officially be replaced. It'll just either be Tony and I, forever just the two of us, or Bridge will never be never. It's never.
We miss Bridgeport. We love Bridgeport.
Well, we might have some guests join us for long extended time sometimes, but as full-time member, Bridge is the only one.
Yeah, Bridge is the only one. Obviously, we do always have the Lady and the Don, and that's always.
And Gray's welcome anytime, any place.
Gray's welcome. You're always gonna have Phil and Joe. You're always gonna have that. This is the way it is. Yeah, always gonna have our sister podcast, Iowa City. We'll always be rocking with them. But Bridgeport, until Bridgeport comes back, we are gonna keep the Bridgeport blue.
We're on the Bridge Watch. Bridge Watch. I know he's gonna come back for Dunk and Egg, Tony. I believe it in my heart.
I hope so. The chess master Bridgeport. But yeah, if when you go to that thing, if you can contact me. If you do go to the Comic-Con, let me know when you're gonna be there, and I can make arrangements.
Amy, can I come over for brisket? That sounds delicious. I'll be over soon. Make me a plate.
Listen, bring it down. I'll make sure I can get down if you want to say hi to me. Oh, I'm not forcing you. Don't say, but I can make plans of going down there and saying what up and stuff like that. Just give me a date. You can't just say Saturday.
I'm on my way to the airport, Amy. I'm getting.
I'll fly to Texas for some.
Tony, meet me at the airport. Let's go get dinner.
Crock-pot biscuits, easy brisket. I like the smoked, and it has to have that smoke ring. Like to me, when I like barbecue brisket, which is a smoked brisket, right? But it has to have a well-defined smoke ring on it, or it doesn't taste like brisket to me. It has to be this. This is what it has to be, and this is what I gotta look for, and everything else, and all that good stuff. So, I never had crock-pot brisket before, so I don't know if that would that taste more like. Would that taste more like probably? I don't know. I'm wondering if that tastes like a pot roast more than the brisket in there.
Either way,
now I may go buy a fucking pot roast.
yeah. Either way, it sounds delicious.
Yeah, I may now I'm gonna have Walmart drop me a fucking pot roast.
Yeah,
So
and it's worth a trip to Texas. So it's
I always wanted to go to Texas, so I'm definitely about it. I definitely got it. If you promise me some brisket, we will show up and we'll do the stream in your house. Did we talk about that before? We should do that at the contest.
Yeah, like a stream in someone's house. That'd be awesome.
We were gonna do
a backyard stream. Like
we were gonna do a contest, and the person who won the contest, we will stream in your house. We were gonna do that back in the day and stuff and everything else. Maybe we'll bring that back and we'll do it in your house type of stream, and wherever you set us up. If you set us up in the bathroom, we're streaming from the bathroom.
Yeah, backyard, bathroom, basement.
Wherever you set us up, we'll go there. We'll do the live stream from your house and everything. If you're in the United States, and we'll just come out there and do that and everything else and all that.
Oh, me and your cat would be buddies. I'd be right next to your cat, Amy.
I don't mind any cat in my face. Not at all. Never did. Never will.
Now he's not pausing on that one, Amy.
I'm not talking about no dude cat. That's not the cat I'm talking about. I was talking about the kitty cat. That's it. That's it. Hey, dudes. Hey, yeah. There's a different thing going on here and stuff. All right. All right. Let me get off here. Let me go watch this fight. Again, watch the fight if you can. Phil, thank you for joining me as always, my brother. You know, I love you. And I love seeing and hearing from you and everything. I love all you people in the chat and everything else. And all. Yesterday we smoked some redfish. Debbie, stop making us hungry. Jesus Christ, I haven't eaten all day. I think I've eaten a bowl of Frosted Flakes at all today. I gotta go get something to eat. I'm gonna get something to eat. All right. If you like the way you do this, please thumbs up and spread this across the realm. And of course, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace.